Do you know Braca Island? You know, I really wanted to find really some funny comment, but the problem I have not found it. It's crazy. I wanted today to argue with someone, but so sadly, you know, I have not noticed something, you know, good for the arguing. How often do you watch movies? Now I do this very, very rarely. Very rarely. I think the last time I have done it, it was maybe like 2 weeks ago, maybe even 3. And even I don't remember the movie I watched the last time. So really lots of time passed since that time. Is the war over? No, unfortunately the war is not over. But I hope so, maybe soon. It will be some negotiation. What do you do in the free time? Mostly I'm busy with my own businesses, with my ideas at the same time, so I have really lots of things to achieve, to do, and I'm also coping with this hardly. Thank you, Lars. Thank you. Happy birthday. Thanks. Thank you, friends. Thank you for the rose. Are you the model? Yeah, I used to be the model. So now I'm not model, but I'm working for the brands. But so I'm not. I'm not regular model for the runway shows. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for the likes. By the way, so yesterday I realized so everything was going on quite wrong. Actually, it's going just for the favor, for my personal favor. When I was young, I dreamed so hard to be the model. You know, I just dreamed so hard, you know, to be the runaway model anywhere in European countries. But after that, you know, like, so lots of time passed since that time, and I realized, you know, how actually sick was that environment in general. So most models like addicted, and that's horrible. I mean, it's really horrible. So the other part of the model, they got different health issues like bulimia or anorexia or other type of like really like serious sicknesses. So that's like what I realized. So thanks God, he protected me. You know, I was so angry at the time. I thinking like, you know, I got, I mean, my measurements were like 85, 55 and 86 or 87. So it is like the normal model like measurements. And they told me, oh, but you look still just a bit fat. Maybe you need to lose like extra 5 kilos, 6 kilos, and you would look much nicer for the show. And, you know, of course, my mom and me, so we decided it's something definitely wrong. And yeah, so that period finished. I was so like depressed at the time, thinking like, oh, I'm not enough good. So like, oh, I couldn't achieve that. But now I'm realizing that God really protected me from that people, from that environment, and from that situations. Because you know, I'm very sensitive person. I know there are people who are not sensitive at all, both the women, both the men. And for them, you know, the goal and, you know, they going straight, no matter about the price, you know, what the people will pay, what the price will be for the goal. You know, I'm a very sensitive person. And I truly believed, especially at that time, I would never cope with this. So I would never cope with this. Now, if someone tell me, okay, you are so fat for the show, I told like, okay, no problem with this. I will make my own show. At that time, you know, I truly believe I could act really like poorly with my body, with my health, and you know, so at that time I was like, yeah, I was very sensitive. Even right now I'm very sensitive. But now, you know, at least I know how to protect myself, both physically, both mentally, and both, yeah, so if you're talking about some other things. At that time I was so young, I was so, let's say, innocent, and you know, I couldn't protect myself, you know, I couldn't protect my like my own space, I couldn't protect the other things. Yeah, so especially for the women, it's always we can have the weight loss, weight gain, because Yeah, just because of the period. So there is always the volume, there is always volume of gaining and losing the weight, and that's completely normal things. You couldn't be always 55 kilos. You couldn't be 56, 54, 55, 56. So always during the months, your weight changed radically. So, and it's really stupid sometimes, I'm making the videos and people telling me, okay, it looks like you gained the weight, but actually, so just, they changed, and that's all. Like, I just overdrink the water, for example, or the other things. I can't imagine having the daughter and having to protect from that. My parents really suffered a lot, honestly, because they forbid me to make the career, and I was very angry on them. I protested. I told that, oh, you don't want to see me happy because you are jealous and blah blah blah. But for the right now, I completely realized it was not my way. So I could lose lots of things. Oh, things. I could lose lots of opportunities. I can completely lose my life. So, like, things God. I have not become the runaway model. So now, honestly, I have much more audience than even some top models in Europe. So now I think I'm even more famous, if just to judge by the social medias, of course. So that's why, I'm really very grateful to the God for everything He done for me. Honestly, it's not lying in religious. It's honestly my personal, let's say, talk with the God, that I'm really grateful for that He saved my life from all the things.